Hi, my name is Kat, Order for Librarian, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be sharing my June TBR. I'm going to play my TBR game again. I'm really excited. I've missed it. I've been really looking forward to this. So yeah, it's going to be fun. But first we have to look at how we did in April, because I haven't played it in May. In April, so I had 7 books on my TBR, so 3 that I don't have physically with me. So I had Stay With Me by Adebayo for a book set in Africa or an African-inspired world, which I read. I had The M Word by Jeff McIntyre for a book I'm excited about, which I also read. I had Oliver Petit le Tueur du Temps for a book where the title starts with the letter O, which I read. I had Night Film by Marcia Pessel for a thriller, which I didn't get to, unfortunately. I had If I Had the Wings by Helen Clemaris for a book with a white cover, which I read. Peterburg Tales by Nikolai Gogol for the random number generator pick. I have 1 story left in this, which I plan to finish today, so that way this book is also finished. And then I have The Sapling Cage by Margaret Killjoy for a 5-star prediction, which I also didn't get to. Which means I have 2 books, Night Film and The Sapling Cage, that I didn't manage to read. And so usually what I'll do, let me just grab these 2. What I'll usually do when there's 2 books that I haven't finished, I will pick a goose prompt for each of them, and then I can decide whether I want to do whatever the goose prompt says, or I can roll them over. But if I decide to roll them over, if I then don't read them in that month, then I have to do both the next month. So, like I can't keep rolling over a book forever. So now I'm not sure what to do. So because I haven't played the game in May, so technically I haven't rolled them over, but also I have had 2 months to read them and I haven't. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick the goose prompts, and if I like both of them, I'm going to do the thing where I roll them over and I do the goose prompts. If I don't like one of the goose prompts, I'll do the choosing thing. Is it cheating? I don't know, but that's what we're going to do. So let me grab the jar real quick. So we have the goose jar. So let's first pick a prompt for Night Film. Let's go with this one. And the prompt is series spinner wheel. Okay, I can live with this prompt. I'm gonna pick the second one as well now that I have the jar here. That'll be easier. So yeah, let's go with that one. And it says random number generator from a yearly TBR. That is actually also a prompt that I quite like, because both of those help me towards some goals. So that's good. They don't really help me with, they don't give me a lot of choice, because one is the spinner wheel and I just pick whatever series it is, and the other one is, random number generator. But I actually don't mind this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to both roll the 2 books over and do the 2 prompts. Okay, so let's start with the spinner wheel. And as you can see, it gave me the Actor series, which I'm actually not mad about, because there's a read-along, the MAAS-effect read-along that when the read-along started, I was participating, but I fell really far behind, so I haven't been keeping up with it. But they're reading every Sarah J. Maas book in publication order. And so I have read the first three, well, four, if you count A Court of Frost and Starlight, ACOTAR books. But then it took a little while. There were like a couple books in between from other series, between that and the most recent one, which is A Court of Silver Flames. But in the readathon, June is the month where we're reading A Court of Silver Flames. So I'm actually, like, the next ACOTAR book is also the next book in the read along. I wasn't sure if everyone is going to join this month. But you know, I'm glad that I have a reason to do that now. This will also get me caught up with the ACOTAR series, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm actually not mad about this. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you what this is about. It's a, I would say, new adult romantasy series by Sarah J. Maas. It's really popular. A lot of people know it. I really like it, and this is Nesta's book from what I've heard. So I'm really excited because I really, really like Nesta from previous books. So yeah, I'm not mad about this. Okay, and then the other one was a random number generator from my yearly TBR. So I'm going to do my 25 in 2025. I have read one book from that TBR so far. So I'm just going to generate a number between 1 and 25. I'll put on the screen what each number corresponds to. It's just the order that they are in my rating journal. And then we'll see what we get. $18. I think that's good. Let me check. Okay, so the random number generator gave me the number 18, which I thought was a good number because I was pretty sure that the book I read was a number 18, and it was right. But the book that was number 18 turned out to be The Sapling Cage. So I'm actually not going to regenerate a number. I'm just going to see this as like a sign from the universe that I really need to frickin' read this book. So this is the first book in a YA series with trans witches. It is indie, and this was gifted to me by Ralph from the channel Ralph Blutex in a Secret Santa. He's also actually the only person I've heard talking about this book, but he liked it, said that I would really like it, or that he thought that I would really like it. So I'm really excited. It sounds so good, and I really need to read it. So I mean, this is like double confirmation that this book should be read. So in hopefully June. So I'm gonna try to definitely get to this. So now that we start the game with 3 books on the TBR, those being A Court of Silver Flames, The Sapling Cage, and Night Film. Night Film is a thriller. I'm not really sure what it's about like a body being found dead and it's mixed media. That's all I know. So we'll see how it goes. But those are the 3 books that we're starting the game with. It is 5 rolls. We'll see where we end up. But first we need a random number generator pick, which that book has to be part of the TBR. If I can fit it in with one of the prompts, I'm allowed to do that. If not, then it is an additional book that gets tacked on at the end. But so yeah, let's see what we get for that. So this is the TBR spreadsheet. We have 487 lines filled. So we need a number between 1 and 487. Generate. 480. Oh, that's really far towards the end. So that's a very recent edition. Which one is it? Oh, Northwind by Alexandria Warwick. Okay. Okay, so the book that got selected was The North Wind by Alexandria Warwick. This is the first book in the Four Winds series, which is a romantasy series. I believe it's one of the series where like each book follows a different couple, but I'm not entirely sure. But so we're following Ren, who lives in this place that is surrounded by this giant wall of ice that protects the people from the outside, whatever it is. And then there is the thing that protects them also is like the North Wind, which is this immortal being, chooses his bride, and then, you know, this woman has to marry him, and then that'll keep the town safe. And I believe Ren's sister is chosen, and Ren is like, oh no, that's not gonna happen. And we have an enemies to lovers romantasy. We'll see how it goes. I haven't heard a ton of reviews, like the people that I follow. I can't remember them really talking about this book, but I'm sure that it is pretty popular on like some platform or another. So we'll see what I think. I wanted to give it a try. So that is the random number generator pick, which I repeat, I can choose this book to fill a prompt if it fits one. If I don't fit it in with one of the prompts, it'll be added as an extra book at the end. But so now that we have all the housekeeping out of the way, let's get into rule number one. Rule number one. I started on the same place that I ended last time, by the way, that's why I'm here. Rule one. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is a goose on this spot, so that means a goose prompt. Let's go with this one. And the prompt is pick a new book for every past prompt. Now this only goes for like actual roles, not like the thing that I picked for like because I haven't read books. So I don't have to do this, and because this didn't give me a book, I'll just grab a normal prompt to pick the book for this spot, for this role. And the prompt is body part in the title. I'm gonna have to think about this. Okay, so I picked a book. It's a stretch. Okay, I've really stretched this prompt, but it was like nothing that I have a lot of books and I'm like, these are potentials for this TBR, but like none of them had a body part in the title. There is one that like, I know it's a stretch. Okay, I accept that. Call me a cheater if you want, it's fine. But I think I'm gonna go with half a soul. Like, soul is not technically a body part, but it's like part of a person, right? Like I'm just gonna put it on here. Like I don't care. This is the first book in the Regency fairy tale series, which is a historical fantasy romance. So set in Regency, England, and we follow a main character who misses half of her soul, and with the help of the male love interest, she can try to find it back. And I've heard that it's really cute and cozy, so I want to give it a try. So we'll see. Half a soul. I know I'm cheating, but it's fine. On to roll 2. Roll number 2. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Normal prompt. And the prompt is blue cover. I can do that. So roll 2 gave us the prompt of a book with a blue cover, and this is a prime opportunity to get in the random number generator pick because the Northwind has a pretty blue cover, and so then that way this is part of the TBR. It's not an extra book because I already have 4 extra books with three. With The Sapling Cage, Night Film, and Court of Silver Flames. 3 extra books already. So I don't need more. So I'm going to put this on here and yeah. So roll number 3. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Normal prompt. And the prompt is a book published between 2020 and the current year. I can definitely do that. So, the third roll gave me a book published between 2020 and the current year, and for that I managed to put on a book that I really wanted to get on this TBR. It was published in 2024, and that is The Honey Witch by Cindy J. Shield. This is the first book in another romantasy series. I feel like, the first 3 rolls, all 3 have been romantasy or like some mixture of fantasy and romance. So interesting. But this is sapphic. We follow this woman who is a honey witch, and honey witches are cursed that they won't find love, and then she meets this other woman who doesn't believe in love, and maybe they discover, both of them, that they can't find love after all. So it sounds very cute. I've heard it's quite cozy. So I want to give it a go and like look at this cover. It is really over the top, but it is really pretty, and then like the spine too, and really stunning. So yeah, The Honey Witch. Roll number 4. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Normal prompt. And the prompt is, the title has an alliteration. I think I'll be able to find something for this. So roll number 4 gave us a book where the title has an alliteration. So 2 words that start with the same letter, and for that I'm going to go with Every Exquisite Thing by Laura Stephen. This is a YA thriller that is inspired by The Picture of Dorian Gray. I believe it has a school setting, like a elite boarding school maybe. I'm really excited. I don't think this is going to be a new favorite, but I think I'm going to have a good time with it. So yeah, I'm excited. And this is also on my 25 books starting in 2025. I'm gonna have to count at the end how many I have that are on that list, because I have quite a few by now. So yeah, this book is gonna go on a list, and I'm quite excited for it. And then the 5th and final roll. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Goose prompt, because there's a goose on that square. Let's see what we get. Let's re-roll that. Okay, that's okay. We go back to 7 and re-roll again. 7 again, so we end up in the same spot. Okay. I feel like I rolled 8s in the beginning of the game and then only 7s. That's interesting. So let's put this. Skip! Okay, so I don't have to pick a book for this. That is exciting. So that means that we're at the end of the game, I guess. Okay then. Okay, so apparently we have made it to the end of the game, and also I don't really have any other books that I need to get on here for buddy reads and stuff. Hi, this is me the next day. I just realized that I forgot a book. Because there is one book club that I would like to participate in this month, and that is Not Reading for Content, which is a podcast hosted by Danny from the channel Danny Dabbles and Leandra from Leandra TBR Zero. And they read a book every month and then talk about it. And the pick for June is The Posthumous Memoirs of Brasco Bass by Machado de Assis. Machado de Assis? I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. I'll look it up. But this is a Brazilian classic that has been on my TBR for ages. I have heard it's quite funny and snarky, which sounds great. It has been on my 24 books to read in 2024. It is now my 25 books to read in 2025. So I really need to get to it at some point. And what better opportunity than if I can read it with some other people. So The Posthumous Memoirs of Brasco Bass is also on the TBR. So I guess here we are now. I didn't expect to end up with this stack exactly, but this is what we are. Okay, let's go over it. So first, the two that I don't have physically, so that is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas for a series spinner wheel pick, and then The North Wind by Alexandria Warwick for the random number generator pick and a book with a blue cover. Then I had Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater for a book with a body part in the title. And Night Film by Marcia Passel, which is a rollover from last month. Every Exquisite Thing by Laura Stephen, which is for a book that has an alliteration in the title. The Sapling Cage by Margaret Killjoy, which is both a rollover and a yearly TBR random number generator pick. And then I have The Honey Witch for a book that was published between 2020 and the current year. I have a very romantasy heavy TBR because we have 1, 2, and then Court of Silver Flames and The North Wind, so that's 4 out of the 7 is romantasy, and then we have like one that's like YA fantasy. I don't know if there's going to be a romance in it, but a YA fantasy sometimes does, so that is very interesting. Also, in terms of, I know it's The Honey Witch is on my 25 books reading 2025. The Sapling Cages and Every Exquisite Thing is. I don't think The Half a Soul is, but it could be. But I don't think so. But there's a possibility. So that's 3 out of the 7 are from my 25 books reading 2025, which is also good to get going in that. But so yeah, it is a decent sized stack, I think. I mean, especially because I know that A Court of Silver Flames is very chunky, and I expect The North Wind to maybe not be the chunkiest book ever, but like not be thin either. So we'll see how it goes with the TBR, but I'm really excited for this. I'm really happy with this stack. So yeah, if you've read any of these books, please let me know what you thought of it. And yeah, let me know what you're excited to read in the month of June. And I will see you very soon in a video.